Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to provide a background on the 23 Artsakh citizens who were taken to Baku and subjected to trial following the September 2023 Azerbaijani offensive. These individuals represent the political, military, and civic leadership of Artsakh, and their cases illuminate the broader struggle over sovereignty, justice, and international law. Who they were: the group included former presidents, ministers, parliamentarians, and military officials. Among them were Artsakh Harutyunyan, former president of Artsakh; Bako Sahakyan, former president; Arkady Gukashan, former president; David Ishkanyan, Speaker of the National Assembly; Ruben Vardanyan, former state minister and philanthropist; David Babayan, former foreign minister; Levon Manatsakanyan, former defense minister; David Manukyan, former deputy commander of the Defense Army; Sergei Harutyunyan, former deputy commander; Mas Ismailyan, former foreign minister; Artur Harutyunyan, parliamentary faction leader; and, other officials and military commanders who held positions in Artsakh's government and armed forces. Occupations and roles. These men were not ordinary citizens. They were the architects of Artsakh's political and defense structures. They served as presidents, ministers, parliamentarians, and generals. Their occupations reflected the functioning of a real state that existed for, 3 decades, administering schools, hospitals, and defense forces. A state that was established in 1991 and founded by the Armenian people thousands of years ago. Alleged crimes. In Baku, they were charged with crimes ranging from terrorism and illegal armed formation to crossing Azerbaijani borders without authorization. The Azerbaijani prosecution framed their leadership of Artsakh as criminal activity, alleging responsibility for military operations against Azerbaijan during the 1990s and the 2020 war. The defendants were assigned Azerbaijani state-appointed defense attorneys. Reports indicate these lawyers had limited independence and operated under constraints of the Azerbaijani judicial system. Their defense strategies focused on procedural arguments, such as contesting jurisdiction and emphasizing that the defendants acted as officials of a self-governing entity. However, the trials were widely criticized as lacking transparency and fairness. International observers noted that the defense was symbolic rather than substantive, given the political nature of the charges. The trials were held in Baku under heavy security. International human rights organizations, including Amnesty International and Human Rights Watch, raised concerns about due process, access to independent counsel, and, the political motivations behind the prosecutions. The defendants were portrayed in Azerbaijani media as criminals, while Armenian and diaspora communities saw them as political prisoners. So, what was the outcome of the trial? The outcome of the trials of the 23 detained Artsakh officials and citizens in Baku has been widely reported as politically motivated convictions. All 23 detainees were charged with serious crimes under Azerbaijani law, including terrorism, illegal armed formation, crossing borders illegally, and war crimes. Several former presidents, Artsakh Harutyunyan, Bako Sahakyan, Arkady Gukashan, and ministers, Ruben Vardanyan, David Babayan, Levon Manatsakanyan, were convicted. Sentences ranged from long-term imprisonment to life sentences, depending on the alleged role in Artsakh's governance and military. Human Rights Watch and Amnesty International criticized the trials as lacking transparency and due process. Armenian officials and diaspora groups described the detainees as political prisoners, arguing that their prosecution criminalized governance of Artsakh. The European Parliament and other bodies raised concerns about violations of international humanitarian law. These 23 individuals symbolize the contested sovereignty of Artsakh. Their trials in Baku highlight the clash between Azerbaijan's claims of territorial integrity and the principle of self-determination. The charges against them rest on the assertion that their governance was illegal. Yet under international law, coerced treaties and forced annexations are, honestly, considered invalid. Their fate reminds us that sovereignty, jurisdiction, and immunity are not just abstract principles. They are lived realities for those who dared to lead a people in pursuit of self-determination.